It is a Friday Night Live edition of Game Time. And don't adjust your television. I got two Smitties.
Thank you, man.
There you go. G-Hill. Oh. Well, you're starting to grow this. You're making it even harder.
I know. I got to go. Let me see what I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to be you.
You know, I got a little more, you know,
yeah,
a little gray up in there.
A little gray?
Yeah, you know.
But you are older.
Wisdom.
No, you're not older?
No, I'm just,
Yeah, no, you're. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. They are actually older than D. Wade, who still has plenty left, including the enthusiasm that we saw tonight. I mean, what a great scene, G, to have him go back to Miami, Wade County, the city embracing him again, most important player ever in that franchise. Pretty special.
It's a great story, and especially considering how things ended. You know, you don't get the sense he really wanted to leave, a contract dispute. But Wade is Miami, and what he has done there, and the fact that, you know, now time sort of heals wounds. He can come back, be a part of this team. They're in the playoff hunt. They played very well. I think things obviously didn't go so well for him in Cleveland with that group. So to be back home, you know, be somewhere where you're comfortable, be somewhere where the weather's a little warmer. For an older guy like D. Wade, I'm sure he's very, very happy. Yeah, it's just a good thing for everybody in Miami.
And look, he's played with a lot of these guys before. I mean, him and Whiteside were doing well with each other, it looked like tonight. He was out there playing meaningful minutes. How much does it help some of the younger players on the Heat on the floor, Smitty, just to have a guy now like D. Wade with them lately?
You know, just having that veteran always helps. Obviously, him and UD are very close.
Yes.
You know, Dwyane Wade is the Miami Heat. Never looked right in Chicago uniform to me. Never looked right in Cleveland, even though I know it's a chance to win another championship and be with LeBron. But this is where he belongs. He's with Spoelstra. He's with Mickey Harrison. He's with Pat Riley. Like G said, it didn't end well, but I think right now this is a happy story. And look at Gabrielle Union. She said, "Thank you for getting me out of that cold." She is happier than D. Wade. Go, Gabby. Son, you just feel a little bit better.
Hey, look, I'll tell you what, this is a team, too, that you don't want to forget is right in the middle of the playoff picture. Haven't played well the last few days. It's kind of rejuvenate them a little bit. But they do still need some scoring in spots. Can he help, even if he's not doing the scoring himself? Can he help others get in better spots on this team? Because the one problem they have, and they didn't tonight, is that still, when they want to get points, they're not really sure exactly where to go.
He can definitely help, and we forget 2 years ago. I mean, he was playing great basketball.
Yes.
I remember that series against Toronto where, you know, he was really challenging them. Waiters, you know, has been
hurts them,
and he's that guy who can carry the load, who can be a closer for them. So they really have missed him. It's been remarkable that they've been able to sort of hold serve with him out. But Wade now, his experience, like you said, Smitty, his having played with these guys, the familiarity. You insert him now into the lineup, I think he helps tremendously. It's not too much of an adjustment bringing him in because everyone knows what Dwyane Wade can do, and so it was a big move by Pat Riley and the Heat.
I can speak for myself. You know, at the end of your career, not too much gets you excited. I think going to get a chance to win it definitely gets you excited, but that smile he had on his face, along with his wife, that just tells you everything.
Happy.
He's happy to be back, and his play, he still has a lot left, and I think for the Miami Heat, G said it best. There's no waiters. You fill in an hour of D. Wade. This definitely helps him.
And Smitty, to your point, I mean, you think back just a year ago in Chicago, he was still playing.
Yes.
You know, at a pretty high level, and they were really leaning on him, and you know, obviously I thought he might have been doing too much. The great thing is he's kind of just, you know, this year minutes have been down. You know, he's coasting a little bit and hasn't had to do a lot or shoulder a lot of the responsibility, at least when he was in Cleveland. So now you come back in that warm weather, familiar environment. You know, I still think he has some left in the tank.
I didn't see that smile in Cleveland.
No.
Chicago, he was happy.
At the beginning.
No, that was just him and LeBron on Instagram, but not on the floor. I didn't see too many smiles.
Unfortunately. I'll tell you what, we did see some continuity on the floor tonight, and our friends at State Farm help us take a closer look as we bring you the assist of the night. D. Wade, part of that. Inbound, and then again finds Whiteside.
Whiteside said he said, "I got a lot of lives when I played with D. Wade."
Right on cue right there. Great pass. Great chemistry. That's the type of stuff.
Play, right? I mean, you guys are that way on the floor. I mean, this is a guy who knows the right play, G, to make, and they don't have a lot of guys with that kind of experience.
You can't teach experience, you know, Casey. And Wade, like I said, now the same team, same personnel.
Right.
Maybe Johnson. I don't know if Johnson was there few years ago when Wade was
I
playing
don't think
there
so.
last.
No.
But pretty much the same guys. You're right.
Pretty much the same guys. And so I think Dragic has gotten better and has improved. Whiteside, obviously staying healthy. Waiters being out is huge. But for right now, this team, where they are, just gives them a little boost as they try to make this stretch run after the All-Star weekend.
It was amazing to see some of the things on Twitter. You love following social media, and the love that this city has for him. And I know it's mutual. You could tell that off the plane with the dancing. But the love of the city, there are not many guys that are players in the current NBA who have a relationship, Smitty, with their city to the level of what Dwyane Wade has.
At home we talk about a lot. Some of the older friends, you go Chicago Mike.
Yes.
Atlanta Dominique, right? Atlanta Dominique. Miami is D Wade. It just belongs. He fits in Miami. I'm happy he's back. You said it. On Twitter, everybody is excited for him to come back, and I'm looking for it. I'm happy for him.
Miami gets the win. Take a look at the digits as they win it by 6, 91-85. You mentioned Tyler Johnson led the team with 19. So undefeated in the return of Wade County, and kind enough to join us via Real Link. Here is Dwyane Wade. Dwyane, first of all, congrats on a W. Can you try and kind of take us through what the emotions were for you as you went back into the building as a home player?
First of all, thank you, and hey to all the guys in the studio, G Hill and my ex-teammate Smitty. It was electric, man, and what I love most about it is to see the look on my teammates' faces, the young guys, see how excited they was, and I want them to expect this, for the second half of the season, in the playoffs. Expect this environment. And these expectations, on this team, because this is a good team. It's young, but it's a very good team.
D-Wade, Smitty, congratulations. First of all,
Thank you.
I know you got a chance to go back, and everybody wanted to go back to their hometown. You checked that off. And I know you got a chance to go back with your best friend and good friend of LeBron James, but I just said it on air. I didn't see that smile. That smile I saw from you and Gabby getting off that plane, it seems right. Just talk about, to me, when you get older, there's only championships and good situations. To me, right now, you feel like you're back at home where you belong.
Yeah, man. The journey of the NBA, and took me to Chicago and Cleveland, but this is where I belong. This is where my family is, and and when I say family, I mean not just my kids and my wife. The city of Miami, it's my family, this organization. So definitely stepping off that plane, seeing familiar faces right away was a good thing. My wife, as you guys see, she's excited. She's very excited. But for me, man, I'm just I'm happy to get back to this point. I think it's a great time for it to happen, especially with guys like Deion being out and a couple injuries. I think it's great, right now with this team trying to make this push to the playoffs, that, I could come here and help bring something that they didn't have both on and off the court, and help these young guys grow and understand how great they can be in this league, and, do something that a lot of people don't think we can.
D-Wade, G Hill, congrats on the move, man. And I just want to say, for you, a lot of times when people are traded mid-season, it takes time to get comfortable with your new surroundings and your teammates. You have familiarity. You play with Dragic, you play with Whiteside. Just talk about coming back 2 years later and sort of just reacclimating yourself with these guys that you're familiar with.
Yeah, well, the first thing is I get to just go in my bed, the comfort of being in my bed in my house, man. That was great. But from a basketball standpoint, like you said, G Hill, I know a few of these guys here. I think five of these guys here I played with. We've been to the playoffs together. And then, there's other guys that, that has bought into this Heat culture. And I told Coach, when I talked to him yesterday, I feel like I'm a part of the group already. These guys who I see when we play them, or I see in the summertime, when I come back to Miami, they always show me a lot of love and a lot of respect for what I was able to accomplish here. And, I just want to be able to pass that on to them, pass the knowledge down that I learned from vets, before me, the Eddie Jones, the Brian Grants, the Smitties, the Shaquille O'Neals, the Gary Paytons, and the list goes on and on and on. And I'm happy that myself, Udonis, could be in this position. And this is it for me, guys. I'm gonna stay here until I decide to hang it up. This is home, and I'm so happy to be back.
D-Wade, my last question is, how happy was UD? He has another old fella to hang out with right now, because I used to watch the games. I said, UD just looks out of place. He don't have anybody. Right now, having you back, just talk about UD and your relationship.
Well, yeah, he's the toughest guy in the locker room, but I know deep down inside, he's giddy like a little kid, just like I am. We had many talks, every time we played the Heat. When I was on the opposite team, he came to my house, and recently we just flew to Chicago together. And he kept telling me, bro, we got to do it. We got to finish it together. We have to come here and we have to lead this next generation so they understand, what it takes and what is going to. We want to make sure that these guys get to the point we was at, where they win the championships, where they become all-stars and Hall of Famers, etc. And, I was shaking my head. I was listening, and the time was right now. I'm thankful for the Cleveland Cavaliers to put me in a position to say, hey, we're making this move. We're going this direction, and we don't want you to sit on that bench and be mad. And I'm glad the Miami Heat wanted me to come back. So it worked at the perfect time, and I am happy to be back with the old head UD. I'm not the oldest on the team, so it makes me feel good. But that's my brother on and off the court, and we came in together, and we definitely always talked about going out together.
Dwyane, what was the conversation like with Pat? Did you talk to him after the trade, and how did that go with obviously the reuniting, not just with the organization, but with Pat Riley?
Well, the conversation was great, man. I love Pat. I know, and the success that I've had, in this league, in this organization, in this system, in this culture, and I respect the culture what Pat Riley has set. And I definitely had a great conversation with him when the trade happened, and we talked about a lot of things, but the main thing was, as Smitty know and everybody know, we talked about my last pancakes that I ate in Cleveland. We talked about making sure I get myself into the Miami Heat condition and shape, and I'm gonna work hard to get down there to what this team needs and how they need me to be. So, me and him hugged, and that's all it needed was just an embrace, and I think we both felt it. So, here we are.
Well, look, it's fantastic. I would say it's fantastic seeing you in that jersey again, although you got the Miami Vice colors on.
This is nice, right? This is real nice. If there's any more Wade jerseys out there, everybody go pick them up, please.
They look like Miami subs, though.
Miami subs.
It does. It does.
They can be hungry.
Great, appreciate it, man. Congrats on the W. Thanks so much for a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. There's Dwyane Wade joining us, and it is, because I was going to say it's so great seeing him in the colors again, but we've actually never seen him in those colors. You knew him as a kid. Now he's in the reverse role, getting a chance. And it seems like he's embracing, Smitty, that opportunity, like he said with UD, to kind of take in that next generation and move them forward.
I just always felt I wanted this to happen, to see Dwyane Wade get a chance to call it quits. Like he just said, this will be the last jersey, and rightfully so, to play his last game in Miami, and then also get a chance to finish out with UD. Pat Riley, also Spoelstra, and Mickey Arison. That group needs to be together and watch Dwyane Wade call it quits. And I love what he said. UD and those are great veterans. That's the culture they've built. They are still talking about helping these young guys, teach them how to win a championship. They're not talking about playoffs, and they're maybe not talking about this year, but they have a culture of trying to get these guys to win championships. And that culture is definitely set. It's going to be a little different right now. It's going to be that body fat check for him.
Yeah. I was going to say he's going to be more snug in that jersey.
Yes. He'll be slim in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you really quickly.
And he's not out of shape.
No. But everybody talked about yesterday, and I was sitting here, the rejuvenated LeBron, how big his smile must have been. But what about for Dwyane Wade? I mean, you see him smiling ear to ear. I understand the age and all of that, but as they push towards a playoff run, how much does that help having this version, to Smitty's point, of Dwyane Wade versus what we've seen over the last year and a half?
Well, I think it'll help a lot. And I think, first of all, just back to that point, to see he and Riley patch it up.
Yes.
That's great. And I think, a lot of times when you care, as he said, he loves Pat Riley. When you care so much, sometimes it hurts. But the fact that I always thought that I was hoping that they would do it, and I'm glad to see they've done it. And I'm glad that he's at a point where he can still be productive in helping this team, not just as a voice, not just as a leader, but as a player. I believe he still has a lot left in the tank. And I believe the comfort, the familiarity, Coach Spo, who he knows, and his intellect, he'll be able to go out there and play it still at a high level. Now, can he do what he did 2 years ago? I mean, who knows? But I think in moments he can be a guy that can carry a team, that can lead a team, that can have great moments as they continue forward and get into the postseason. So it couldn't be a better scenario for all of Miami, for the organization, for the players there, and these guys are learning. And so I think this is what maybe Riley wanted a few years ago, to sort of help bring the young guys on. But just hearing him talk about the culture, what Miami Heat basketball is, It's important to him. And so it's just a feel-good story for all of us. Makes you smile when you see what happens.
Casey, I think on the floor, when you looked at the Miami Heat, in my opinion, I said, nobody really wants to play them. They're going to play hard. They're going to execute. But now when you add a Dwyane Wade, to G's point, he can win a quarter and win some games. If I'm everybody in the East, I'm a little worried right now. You have a Whiteside who can dominate. There's not a lot of great teams that have a big like Whiteside. And Dragic, is in the upper echelon of point guards in the East. Now you have a finisher, a vet, an experienced guy that if it's a game 6 or game 7, whatever round it may be, Dwyane Wade could go out there and win it with his talent, just like G say, and also his experience.
And you're going to pay attention to him defensively if he's on the floor late in the fourth quarter, because he still has the ability to be that closer. Great moment for us getting a chance to chat with D. Wade, but reunions and revenge moments, the story of the night. Jimmy Butler in the Tibbs Bowl.